Hey guys, alright, this is my Sig P226 chambered in 9mm, and pretty much what I want to do today with this video is I just want to do full and complete disassembly of the firearm, reassembly, and just show people how it's done. I'm pretty new with these with firearms, and you know, I'm always looking online for information and just people to show you how to do stuff. Some people they like to be, you know, to watch and learn, and I think this is a good thing for other people to watch too. So we'll do that, and this is pretty much the reason why I'm doing this is because I got this competition spring kit for the 226 to help lower the dual action trigger pull, and there's also other springs in there too. I'll talk about that later, but alright. Do a basic field strip. Take the gun down. Alright. We'll do the lower half first. We'll take off everything. So pretty much when you take the slide off, take the takedown lever down, you're left with this. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is you want to take the takedown lever and rotate it all the way up. Alright, and just go ahead and rotate that up, and you want to push from the right side of the frame and just wiggle it out, just like that. And you're going to meet some resistance when you get to the other side, and just rotate and keep pulling and it'll come out. Just keep wiggling it, just like that. Alright, once that's free, you're going to see over here through the hole there's a little spring there. Alright, and that's what was giving you that resistance from removing the takedown lever. And that spring is for the slide catch. So the next thing you want to take out after that is what Sig calls, I guess, the locking block. So to take that out, you just take it and you're going to slide forward and up a little bit. And it should come out. Oh, there you go. Make sure the hammer's not cocked back. Alright, so when you slide that out, and we'll go over this when we reassemble it, it's going to go back down in and at an angle. There's a little bit of a notch right here, and those lock in with the trigger pivot pin. When you slide out this locking block, you're going to see this is going to come apart, the spring, slides catch spring, and the locking block. Alright. After that, all these mechanisms here are going to be loose. So before you do that, let's take off the grips. Okay, so before we can take out the trigger, you need to remove the trigger return spring right here. And you can see it's just indexed into the trigger bar. You just take your finger or pliers or whatnot and you pull down on that little notch, take it out of its notch, and take it out. And it comes out of the frame, you just rotate it out like that. Okay. So now that that's free, I'll go ahead and push out the trigger pivot pin. I think it comes out from either side. Go ahead. And it comes out. Alright. And this, you'll see there's a notch on this one end and the other side is flat. Okay? The notch the notch is going to be on the left side here on the firearm, and when we put it back together, you'll see when you put this locking block back, there are two notches here on the bottom side, and those have to be facing down and forward. And what it does is they lock in, they index with this locking block. If you have it flipped 180 degrees the other way and the notches are facing up, you're going to have a heck of a time getting that locking block in there. It's just not going to work. So when we put it back together, we'll see. Sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get it in, just getting all the pieces oriented correctly, but it's not too bad. And you see when you take out that pin, this came out, the slide catch, okay? And if you can look down in there, let's see if I'm doing this, getting this in the frame. It just sits in there, and it's held in by the pin. Alright, and that just fell out. And the next thing we're going to do is just take out the trigger and trigger bar assembly. Just go ahead and push it up into the frame, wiggle it out a little bit. There you go. Alright, that's your trigger bar and trigger assembly. They just come apart like that. Okay? Put that aside. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to take down the decocking lever. This one's pretty easy as well. So you just go ahead and there's the decocking lever, and there's a spring, and then there's this little notch here, which is on the back side, a locking bushing that holds this whole mechanism together. So what you want to do is just take a flathead screwdriver and you just want to lift up on that spring. Okay? I don't know if you guys saw that there. It goes into that index in the little hole, you just pop it up and it releases tension on that spring. And you go ahead and just lift out that little decocking lever spring. Now you see what I just put my finger back there because that piece will fall out, the backside piece, the bushing. So just lift out that hammer drop spring, hammer drop lever, put that aside, and then this bushing will come out. And you see how it's like a L shape, like that? This bushing, when it goes back into the firearm later, it only goes in one way. It just goes in, and this L is at the bottom and the rear of the frame. And it will not fit any other way, but in case it falls out and you don't notice it, there you go. Alright. We're just coming up on 10 minutes here, so let me just stop and restart this video again. Alright, we'll be back.